Hello again everyone, Armando here with DLC Model Builders, and I am beginning my next figure build, continuing my superhero series builds. I am going on with good old Superman. Now this is a 1/6 scale resin kit that I picked up from eBay from a seller known as Underworld Kits. This seller actually sculpts and molds and casts these kits himself. I think it's a he, although the correspondence was from a lady, but I hope it's a he because that's how I'm going to refer to him. Anyway, this seller sculpts his own figures, and he's got several superheroes, and I've been looking to get several of them, which will be coming in. They're limited production. He doesn't have a lot of them out. Produces a few and then puts them out for sale and then shuts down production of those. This one was one of like 2 or 3 left, and picked it up, got it a few days ago, and decided it would be my next superhero build. As you can see, the detail on the surface is amazing. This is a really ripped Superman. The quality of the cast is excellent. There was a little bit of flash, mostly on this, the surface, the joint surfaces of the arms and the legs. I easily filed that off and trimmed it off with the sprue cutter. There was a little bit of flash along the sides, which I also spent some time sanding tonight using the 320 grit. I still have to do the legs. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Where is it? It's very slight. Here we go. There, you can see a little bit of flash right along there, but it readily comes out with the sandpaper without any issues, and it becomes very smooth. So this is a beautiful kit. The cape even has the S molded in the back. Large cape. It's a kit that stands very tall. As you can see, the legs themselves are extremely tall. He says it's 1/6 scale. I think it's closer to 1/5, but he's got the classic Jim Lee style Superman pose with a curl, and I've also been doing a little work here on some flash that he had along the head. I went ahead and sanded it and rescribed some of the hairlines. You can still see some of it there, the flash, and running along the top there. But I knocked it down a lot. Most of it is gone. I'll do a little bit more work on it tomorrow when it's daylight and I can see better, and knock it down. These two surfaces were uneven. This one was a little higher than this side, but I flattened them out, got them nice and smooth with the sandpaper, and then rescribed the lines. So so once I get them painted, that's not even going to be noticeable. The kit comes with its own base. Let me show you that, because it is a nice base. Let's see here. Provides a basis for the kit. As you can see, it's sort of like the particle board, but it's a lot more solid, and it has a wood grain on the top, and he shines it, and it's beautiful. He'll sit on top of it, and I think it's a perfect display. Just so you see the listing where I purchased him, that's him all painted up. Superman, the Man of Steel, Jim Lee, 1/6 scale resin model kit. And there's a seller, Underworld Kits. He's out of Great Britain, the UK. I purchased several other kits from him, including 2 versions of Wolverine. One the yellow uniform and one the brown uniform. And also Batgirl, Captain America, and Batman. He's got a really nice sculpt of Batman. And given the quality of this kit, I am really looking forward to seeing what that one's going to be like. I've got a couple of other Batmans in my stash. I've got another really nice one from another seller called AdvancedSculptors.net, and from him I got a couple of other kits coming in for the Flash and the Green Lantern, which I'll show when they arrive. But the other Batman kit that I had, which is a great pose, is that recast of that action figure of Batman, which is really cool, but the cast is terrible. So I'm really looking forward to what this this gentleman can do. God, I hope he is a gentleman. The kit really fits well. Let me set my camera down and show you how. See if I can do it. It's the right leg. As you can see, it's a really good fit. In fact, I won't be having to do any seam work here because it'll look like it's just part of the shorts of Superman coming out of the leg. There will be some seam work I will have to do in the arms. The arms are crossed. Let me show you that. They sit like this, as you saw in the picture on my computer of the listing from eBay. That's how he sits. But as you can see, there's seams on the shoulders which will have to be worked on. The strategy for painting it, what I will do, I've already washed it after working on all the Flash. I've filed it away and I've sanded it, and for the most part all I've got left to do is some work on the legs, and I'll be pretty much done with a Flash. I've washed it with soap and water. My strategy will probably be to put the legs together with the torso, and those I can probably paint simply enough with some masking. The arms, however, I'll have to paint separately because I want to get the S on his chest perfectly painted, and the arms are going to go across it, so it's going to be kind of hard to do without with the arms glued on. So the arms will have to be painted and then glued on after everything else in the torso is done, and then I will probably sand, make those seams disappear, and then repaint. Of course, the most challenging part for me anyway will probably be the face, the head. I've never done a figure face before. All the figures I've done so far, I hadn't had to really work on any face, so I'm going to have to practice flesh tones, working on the eyes and the lips and the hair, of course, and make them look natural. So this is going to be a real challenge. If I can make this guy look good, I can do anything with figures. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've always wanted to do a Superman figure since I started back on the hobby, but I hadn't found one that I really liked until now. And this pose is perfect. He looks like the classic Superman, so if I can do him right, he's going to look fantastic. Anyway, I'll keep you guys apprised, and thanks for watching. I've already begun with masking and painting. I made the blue by taking the dark blue I have and adding white till I lightened it up to where I wanted it, and I've painted all the blue portions already, and I've begun with the red. And let me show you what I've done so far. the legs. As you can see, it's a very close blue to what I've always pictured Superman as being. He's definitely a lighter blue than Spider-Man. But it was basically the same thing, the same blue, just adding more white until I got to where I wanted. One arm and the other one. The torso, I'll do some retouching in some areas that I'm not happy. I did some paint brushing and some overspray there. I'll just sand that and repaint. I used for the first time silly putty to mask off areas of this kit, specifically the S on his chest. As you can see, there's areas that I missed there. It takes a little getting used to, but silly putty is definitely a much more forgiving medium for masking. It won't pull up paint or primer from the kit, and you can mold it into the edges. That's what takes practice, but you can use a spatula to do that. Here's a cape. I've already started painting it. Let me light this up with the light so you guys can see. This is the S in the back of the cape, and I've masked it off with putty, as you can see, and I like it. I think it's the way to go with these kits, and I'm just going to keep practicing until I get the hang of it. I think I got it pretty well there. I had to stop painting in this area, as you can see, because there was some flash that I missed there that I'm going to have to sand, but it's getting kind of late, so I think I'll do that tomorrow. You can see that that's an example of the flash. Not too bad, but it does need to be sanded, otherwise you'll definitely be able to see it, and I don't want it to be seen. For the red, I thought I'd have to add a little bit of the yellow, just a drop or two, to make it slightly more orange, to achieve that guard's red for Superman. But as it turns out, the red that comes right out of the can, the Spies Hecker, let me show it to you. Where'd it go? Here it is. The Spies Hecker Base Coat Series 293/295, which is a permacron, specifically number 543. It's called Grenada Red. It's pretty close, and when I looked at it under the light, I thought, I like that. So I just went ahead and added a little thinner, didn't mix any other colors in, and lo and behold, I'm getting a really good effect for the cape. So tomorrow I'll sand the rest of that flash, and I'll continue painting this thing. It may need more than one coat. It's a lot of surface area, but it's really looking nice. Now the challenge on this kit obviously is going to be the face. I've never painted a face before, and I've never painted eyes, and I am really apprehensive about it. But hey, you gotta learn sometime, right? So that'll be the last thing I'll do, and I will paint the head separately. Continuing with my Superman build, I've gotten quite a bit done. Let me go through what I've done so far. This is the torso, obviously, and let's see if I can get you guys under a better light here so you can see. This light's kind of yellow, but it gives, well, you know, if it's yellow light, it'll give Superman his powers, right? Ha 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 ha. No. Actually, let me take him over to the fluorescent light because you'll get a better idea. Anyway, the blue, as I showed you before, is perfect for him, and the red works out great. I masked off the belt and used the Spies Hecker Sun Yellow that I originally got for my Naboo fighter. It's perfect for this. And I painted that. Now, the S, as you can see, has some boo-boos, which I'll have to fix. I masked off the inside areas, the yellow areas. I masked them off with a combination of tape and silly putty. The big one I masked off with silly putty, and the smaller ones I masked off with tape by simply taping over them and then using a blade to cut out the excess tape and just leave the part masked. I masked on the outside and then I painted with a red. After that, the inside was done with paintbrush, and if you get close up you can tell I tried to make the paint as thick as possible so you wouldn't see paintbrush strokes on it, and it's worked out. I've smudged it a couple of times by grabbing it accidentally, because since I put so much paint on thickly, it hasn't dried yet, believe it or not. It's been a couple days. So I'm going to leave it just for a couple days and not touch it to let it dry. But the contrast is perfect. That's the perfect color. The belt straps, I tried to paint them with a paintbrush, but the red, it's a little too watery, the mix that I did with the thinner, so I'm going to let it evaporate a little bit overnight and then try again tomorrow. As you can see, the rest of the belt straps are not painted. There's a lot of touch-up work I have to do. There's some areas back here that I've scraped off. With my airbrush I'll have to do that. But for the most part, the trunk, the torso is finished. The legs are also painted. I'll have to do some touch-up work to make those edges nice and sharp. But the color is also just what I was looking for. Once I've completed the torso to my satisfaction and the legs, I'll go ahead and glue them together. Like I said before, I'll probably end up using a pin of some kind to reinforce it, because these are big parts, as you can tell, and he's a somewhat heavy figure. He's solid resin. The cape looks great. I masked off the S, painted it in yellow, the same yellow. Let me take it over here. I love the shade, the combination of the folds that are sculpted into the cape and the color. They really give the illusion that this is actual cloth. I had to do several coats of this paint to get it to look the way I wanted it to, but I finally did, and I'm very happy with it. I think it's going to look fantastic hanging off of him. It's a nice long cape. I always liked Superman with the cape a little longer. I didn't like it when it wasn't that long, and I think he looked a little childish. So this is cool. There's going to be a little bit of touch-up work, as you can see. That'll need to be done. There always is. Masking is never perfect. I've found that out, especially with these figures and these complicated masking jobs that have to be done. The arms I haven't done much with. They're just blue, and of course the skin color, once I settle on flesh tone, will be for the hands, and the fingernails will probably be a little bit darker tone. And then of course here's the head all alone by itself. Haven't done anything with him. That's the part I fear most. And I'm gonna look through some videos and try and really learn how to do him well, so that so the face and the eyes look right. I don't want it to look amateurish, although I am an amateur, but I think that's probably the most important part. That and the color combinations, which I think I got just right, at least to my liking anyway. The contrast of that light blue with the red and the sunburnt yellow is wonderful. Anyway, that's Superman's progress for now, and I'll come back with some more when I get some more done. Talk to you soon.